Oh my God, I have been waiting for this. Listen up, because I promise you it's going to blow your mind. When I was in Chicago, I was set up on a blind date with a surgeon who was supposed to be tall, dark, and handsome.
A TikTok user left viewers baffled after she recalled the unexpected interaction she had with her date's dead mother during their first meeting. The TikToker shared her story in response to another user who asked her viewers to share their worst first date, explaining things actually got off to a positive start on her blind date when she met a Christian Grey type who was tall, dark, and handsome.
Oh my God, I have been waiting for this. Listen up, because I promise you it's going to blow your mind. When I was in Chicago, I was set up on a blind date with a surgeon who was supposed to be tall, dark, and handsome, well-traveled, wants to get married, the most incredible guy on the planet. I was like, yeah, sure, sign me up. Why not? I'm no fool. So the guy pulls up in a Porsche. He gets out. He's like 6'3", absolutely gorgeous. He takes me to the best restaurant in town. We have amazing conversation. He is as advertised. He was Christian Grey before Christian Grey. Anyway, the only thing wrong with this guy was that he kept talking about his mom, and my gut's like, Patty, that's a little weird. But my brain was like, if that's his biggest issue, you can deal with that. So we finished dinner. It was around 9:30. He's like, I like you so much. I want you to come meet my mom. I'm like, it's 9:30. Isn't it a little bit late? He's like, oh no, my mom never sleeps. She's always up. Please come meet my mom. And my gut was like, don't you do this. He's really weird. And my brain was like, he loves you so much. He wants to introduce you to his mom. You go. So I get in his car and we drive like 45 minutes outside of Chicago. I had no idea where I was. I didn't even have a cell phone, so I couldn't make a call. I'm like, I have seen horror movies that start like this. And Christian Grey is slowly starting to look like Ted Bundy. Well, I was super nervous. I'm like, this guy could kill me, until we pulled up to his house and he became Christian Grey again, because his house was freaking amazing. It was like a castle, with like the circular driveway, the fountain, the whole thing. So I follow him inside. It's the most magnificent home I've ever seen in my entire life. And we walk in. I'm like, where's your mom? He's like, oh, she's back here. I'm like, back where? He's like, follow me. So I'm following him and we get to the backyard and he's like, she's out here. And my gut's like, don't you go out there. But my brain's like, what's the worst that can happen? So I follow this guy to the backyard. We keep walking in the grass. It's pitch black, right? And all of a sudden he stops right in the middle of the backyard and he says, Patty, this is my mom. Mom, this is Patty. And he's talking to a tombstone. He had freaking buried his mom in his backyard. Yes, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is going to kill me. Christian Grey is now Norman Bates. I'm like, so what do you do? I'm like, well, you could run. I'm like, yeah, but where are you going to go? You don't even know where you are. I'm like, you know what? Let me play along and hope I make it out of here alive. So I talked to that freaking tombstone for 15 minutes, acting like it was totally normal, like there was nothing wrong. I could have won an Academy Award. After a little bit, he's like, you know what? We should probably get back to the city. So I'm like, oh my God, yes. So I sprint to the car. I get into the car. I'm like, just let me make it out of this alive. We finally get to my apartment. I see my doorman. I make eye contact with him and then I get out of the car. I'm like, don't you ever call me again. If you ever call me again or I hear from you again, I'm going to call the cops because you are a sick MF. Then I went upstairs. Moral of the story, always listen to your gut. Your gut knows so much better than your brain as to what you should be doing. And if you don't listen to it, you might end up speaking to a tombstone for 15 freaking minutes thinking that someone's going to kill you.